Welcome back, dear listeners. It's that time again. The moment when we fling open the doors to our audio sanctuary and invite you into the vast expanse of stories that await. In this brand new season, Elise Litwin, the Fiery Redhead herself, takes the mic with renewed vigor. She's armed with curiosity, empathy, and a passion for unearthing the extraordinary within the ordinary. So what can you expect? Uncharted conversations, guest stars, themes that resonate. Your voice matters. So hit that subscribe button, find a cozy spot, and let's embark on this adventure together. Wide Open Spaces is more than a podcast. It's a community, a place where hearts connect, minds expand, and souls find solace.
Welcome to Season 5 of Wide Open Spaces with Elise. This is episode number 155, Love Yourself. This podcast is coming to you with the Fiery Redhead. Yes, that's me, the Fiery Redhead. So now let's pop in our earbuds and let's listen and evolve together on a journey to loving yourself. Well, OMG, this is Season 5. I've been off for a couple weeks, pulling this new season together. I can't believe that I'm actually starting my 5th season of Wide Open Spaces with Elise. There's a new look, a new sound, and new insights. And our goal is to focus on you loving yourself. And that's what this episode is all about today, is how you can start that journey to either start loving yourself, taking one step forward, or falling even in more love with yourself. It's a beautiful thing to love yourself, but not always such an easy task. And I'm so excited that you're here with me, that I'm actually starting Season 5. I mean, who knew in the middle of a pandemic when this podcast actually started that I'd be sitting here today with you? And it's evolved into something new and so exciting as I've evolved with it. And I want to take a new approach with you. We have a fresh look. We have a new logo. So I'd like you go to my website, go to my Instagram, my Facebook, my LinkedIn, my Threads, and you'll be able to see my new logo of me in the way I kind of see myself in Wide Open Spaces and what really I feel represents who I am and why I call myself the Fiery Redhead. There's a new style that I'm going to do this. You heard a new intro. You heard my new theme music, which I collaborated with Shad Music. And I'm going to post a little bit about that on my social media later on, introducing Shad Music to you. And he created, when I told him what I was looking for, I hope what I think you might love as my new theme song. It really represents me and the evolution of me and the evolution of you joining me in this podcast. And there's a new sound, a new vigor in my voice, and a new perspective on life and route that I want to take this podcast in. Not that the old way was anything wrong, but for me, I need a refresh. And I assume if I need a refresh and you're a loyal listener, that you might like a refresh as well. Please subscribe. Let me know what you think of this new sound and look and insights as the week goes on. If there's something that you're missing that I used to do, please tell me. I'm all about growth, and I can take constructive criticism because that's what it is. I am not perfect by any means. Yes, am I more proficient now as a podcaster? Absolutely. However, I can always learn and I can always grow. So brace yourself for a podcast experience like never before. We're revamped, we're reimagined, we're reinvigorated, and we're thrilled to share it with you. So I named this episode Love Yourself. It's not an easy thing to do. we tend to be very critical of the way we look. Our voices sound different to us than they do to others. Maybe we don't like the way we dress. Maybe we feel uncomfortable in our bodies. And maybe it's seeing yourself going through the aging process, and that becomes frustrating. Maybe you're in your 20s and just trying to keep up with your friends and their looks and their styles, and some of them may seem more successful than you, and you don't feel like you are where you want to be in your life. We're always comparing and judging, and for me, it's frustrating when I do that, when I'm down on myself. And I hear that icky internal voice when I'm down on myself. And I really, after I hear it a few times, I pause and like, okay, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? This is negative self-talk. We all have it. Doesn't matter that I'm a therapist. We all have negative self-talk. We all just feel like there's things that we want to change or work on. And so I'm a work in progress and you're a work in progress. And so we're going to work on this together. And so I was really trying to think of something, I don't know, new and dynamic. If you're a listener, you know I kind of always give you a challenge. There's always something I send you off to do or think about or investigate. And so I really wanted to do something different. And when I used to work with my clients, my goal would always be to bring something that was creative, that made you think a little bit different. And it's been kind of hard to do that through a podcast. My original goal during COVID was kind of to give you my sessions through a microphone while you were sitting at home in quarantine, etc. And so I really want to I moved away from that in a lot of ways, and I do want to get back to that and use some of that creativity. And so what came to my mind was those dating sites. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever been on dating sites. I have. I was married, I got divorced, I was a single mom for almost 5 years, and then it was like, okay, I'd like to meet people, but it's hard. I'm a single mom, and I work 2 jobs, and how the heck am I going to meet somebody? So I had to go to a dating site. Now, the dating sites that I went to are archaic now, and I've been married 20 years. Thank you very much to my loving husband. But the dating sites are so many, and there's so many out there. And if you have been to a dating site, well, then this will be a little familiar. And if you haven't, just go with it. You've probably seen them on TV, or you've probably, through friends or your kids, going on these dating sites. So I want you to kind of be open-minded with this. Now, when you choose a dating site, and we're going to change it from dating site to a love yourself site. Go with me, be a little creative. I'm going to make you feel a little uncomfortable because that's my job. I'm here to make you feel a little uncomfortable because that's how you grow. So this is the Love Yourself site, and you are going to create a dating profile. And in this dating profile, you are going to write down all your positive aspects that you would like others to see in you. And just like those who go on dating sites, it has all kinds of questions, right? Your hobbies, your likes, your dislikes. Are you a night owl? Do you have all your energy in the morning? Do you drink? Do you smoke? Etc., etc. Are you looking for a long-term or a short-term relationship? You must bear with me. I've had this podcast planned to premiere today for about a couple months now. And of course, wouldn't you know it, I got a cold last week. So this isn't exactly how I normally sound, and I have to take a sip of water every now and then. Sorry for that, but I didn't want to postpone this any longer. So on this site, what I'd love you to do is use some AI here. Or if you happen to be an artist or not an artist, you can go either route. I want you first to create a profile picture. Maybe it's a picture you have already on your phone that you took a selfie, or you're in a picture with somebody else. You can crop them out. And I want you to create your Love Yourself profile. Now, I decided to use a little AI because I'm like obsessed with AI. And I know, I hear all the stories, and I've seen the movies where AI takes over the world, and that may happen. Well, it's going to happen whether I use AI or not. So, hell, I'm joining the groups of people who do, and it's just super fun. There's just so many ways to be creative with it. And so I created a little profile of myself, and I'm going to post it on my social media so you can go and check it out, that I'm going to use for my Love Myself profile. And it's got me with my fiery red hair, some headphones on, a microphone in front of me because that's who I am in this profile, and my beautiful blue eyes, and I like the picture. And so it's not that I don't have pictures on my phone, but I do. But I chose to use the AI because it just made it a little more fun for me and a little bit creative. And this is supposed to be fun for you to do. So find your profile picture, pick it out, set it aside for a moment. And we're going to work on your profile a little bit. Now, again, I used a little bit of AI, I have to disclose, to create an exciting little profile. I mean, I don't want you to use AI. You can, as long as you plug in things truthfully about yourself. Now, I don't want you to focus on things that you might feel are negative about yourself, but I do want you to put in things that are important to you. So if you are somebody who cherishes your alone time and you're afraid to put that because, well, people might not like somebody who doesn't want to be social all the time, so you kind of keep that to yourself, well, don't. Because that is part of who you are. I love my alone time. I mean, I could have never, the second time around, dated someone who wanted to be with me all the time. That's not who I am. It smothers me. So in you wanting to love yourself, well, that's not a negative. People may have told you that in the past in some relationships. You just need to find people who are compatible. So loving yourself will radiate to the people in your lives, and it will attract new people in your life. So once you start to move forward in this loving yourself process, you're going to see how differently people do react to you. So here's the profile that AI spit out for me. No, I'm just doing generic. My name is a self-love enthusiast. My age is forever young. And I loved that. I popped in a bunch of things into the AI, and I feel forever young. Even though my body may have aches and pains as I get older, in my brain, I will always be forever young. The location is in my own heart, because that's where I'm going to love myself. Excuse me. Okay, you ready for my profile? About me. Hello there. I'm self-love enthusiast, and I'm here to sweep myself off my own feet. I believe in long walks on the path of self-discovery, candlelit bubble baths, and cozy nights in with a good book or Netflix binge. My love language, acts of self-kindness, and words of affirmation. What I'm looking for: someone who appreciates the little things, like sunsets, the smell of freshly brewed coffee, and the way a warm hug feels after a tough day. Bonus points if you can make me laugh until my abs hurt. Yes, even the imaginary ones. Interest: self-care Sundays, face masks, meditation, and dancing like nobody's watching. Passion projects: whether it's writing poetry, painting, or mastering the art of making the perfect avocado toast. I'm all in. Exploring inner worlds: I'm a firm believer that the best adventure happens within. Let's dive deep into our own thoughts and dreams together. My ideal date, picture this: a picnic in a sun-dappled meadow, surrounded by wildflowers. We'd share stories, laugh until our bellies ache, and maybe even stargaze when the sun sets. No pressure, just genuine connection. Some deal breakers: negativity, like too short or bad vibes, lack of self-compassion. If you can't love yourself, then you can't love someone else. Fun fact: I once wrote a love letter to my own reflection. It was cheesy, heartfelt, but totally worth it. So if you're ready to embark on this self-love journey together, swipe right on life. Oh my God. I know, it's AI. I tweaked it, but it did come from AI. And it really is me. It's things that I love about myself and things that I feel that I give to others and the world, the people in my life. And we forget about that. And so I want you to focus on the self-love. I want you to write out your profile. You can use the outline of the things that I talked about in mine. You can just look at, if you happen to be on dating sites yourself, go and look at the questions and then answer them about yourself and how you love yourself and the things that you see are positive in you. You know, when we physically write things down, there's a chemical reaction that happens in our brain, and it seems to just absorb it better, more so than typing. There's so much going on to get the brain to write those letters and put those words together and put those thoughts together. And so when we physically write things, it just has a different chemical reaction on our brain. So when you go to write your own profile on this imaginary app, I want you to really think. And it may be a struggle. I'm not saying it's easy because honestly, you're here listening to me. Self-help, self-motivation, mental health, improving your lifestyle and things about yourself, growth, moving forward. You're here to work on these things. So I know with that not all of this will be easy for you. But you know what? No good things in life, the really true good things that stick with us, come easy. They take a little bit of that elbow grease, that little bit of work to challenge ourselves. Now I envision you out there in all different shapes, size, colors, places that you live all over the world, because yes, I am lucky this podcast has been listened to all over the world. Take that to that me who started with that first episode in season 1. Who would have thunk it? And so right there, if I didn't see positive things in myself, I never could have plugged in a microphone to my computer and created this beautiful podcast that's embarking on season 5. And so it's not easy, but I know you're here to work on yourself because we're always works in progress. And like I say, you're going to listen and you're going to evolve with me. And as a community, we're going to evolve together. And so I see you sitting there with your completed profile, your picture, your likes, your dislikes, the things you love to do, the positive aspects about you, your positive attributes, how you give to society and how you give to yourself, and the things that you cherish about yourself, and envisioning the most perfect date with yourself. You know, I love that concept, to take yourself out on a date. Because ultimately, when you're by yourself, you're doing everything you love to do. Now, don't get me wrong. When we're in relationships or we're attempting to be in relationships or currently in relationships, we have to give and take a little bit. We have to do what our partner likes to do, and they have to do things that we might not, we might like to do, not necessarily something they enjoy. That's part of a relationship. When you go on a date with yourself, you could do whatever the frick you want to do because it's you, yourself, and I, and you can do anything. If it's just going and finding a rom-com, because nobody you know or your significant other doesn't like rom-coms, pick your favorite theater, buy a ticket, go, get your favorite snacks that you don't have to share with anybody, pick your seat, and sit back and relax and enjoy this date with yourself. The date can be anything. I mean, you could literally go on a trip by yourself, hop on a train, hop on a plane, and go somewhere for a day or two by yourself. Sit with yourself, be with yourself. This is how you grow. And I will emphasize, there are a lot of you out there who don't like to be alone and with yourself. And I get that. I was like that before I went through my first divorce. And then a whole transformation happened because I had no choice but to be by myself with a 1-year-old child. So my circumstances threw me into that. But as I grew and evolved, my time alone is precious. And honestly, if I don't get it, I become irritable. It's like when people get hangry, I get angry when I don't have my solo time to myself. Because I can do whatever I want. I don't have to talk. I don't have to listen to anybody. I can do whatever it is I want. And that's okay. And hopefully you have a partner who's okay with it. And if they're not, and they're not used to it, we'll sit down and have a real frank conversation. It has nothing to do with them. But you've decided that you want to spend just a little time to yourself for self-help, for growth, for evolving, to improve yourself so that your relationship can either improve or become even better. Now, I know loving yourself is a hard task, no matter who we are, no matter how self-confident we may be or how low and down we are on ourselves. It's hard, but it can be done. And you're going to do it here with me. And I hope that week after week, listening to me, you are going to love yourself. Now, what's exciting that's going to be happening? I am going to bring on a lot of guest stars that are going to talk about how they love themselves and how they grow and how they cope. So it's not going to be just listening to me this season. I'm going to go out there and find the most interesting guests that I can find who are evolving, who have gone through struggles that you can relate to, that I can relate to, and how they're getting through it or got through it or the impending doom of going through it, whatever it is. So I'm really excited about the guests that I'm going to be researching and getting on this podcast. Also, the other big exciting thing for me, the Fiery Redhead, is I'm going to be having my own book come out very soon, within the next few months, published. Super excited about it. I can't tell you what it's about yet. And, well, I can't even give you the title. But just know that it's coming. This podcast expanded from a podcast to a blog to motivational speaking, and now one of my bucket list items, having a book published. And I already have the thought for my next book ready to go as soon as this one is going to be published. So, are you ready to take the journey to love yourself with me? I hope your answer is yes. And I hope that I've inspired you a little bit today to start this season with me as a new, fresh start in your life. Once again, I want to thank Shad Music for this new theme song to my podcast. Remember, positive thoughts always create positive energy. Go out and explore all those wide open spaces in your world and fill those spaces within inside of yourself with positive, healthy things. Thank you so much. Listen and evolve with me. And until next time, my friends, merci and ciao.